I received a couple of DMs about the color code that I have on my mixer channel, and I thought that the best way to explain this might be explaining my whole template inside of FL Studio. And let me start by explaining my channel wrap. And the first two channel wrap that I have over here is the Go sidechain and Keep Go sidechain. The purpose of these two is just a Go sidechain. So instead of using the kick sidechain, because sometimes the waveform of the kick, it might be difficult to create a unique type of sidechain on the sound, let's say for the bass or the leads or the chorus. So I like to use this ghost sidechain type of thing. As you can see, it is just a hat, and I just changed the envelope and its router on my mixer trap number 16 and 17. The ghost sidechain, it's for the snare, depends on the project. Sometimes I like to have a sidechain for the snare, for the kick one. One of the things that you have to do in FL Studio, since I have these two router in number 16 and 17, this section over here, let me select this one so you can see. So as you can see, this is the output, which is going into my master channel. So if I left click right in the top arrow, and that means that anything that's playing on channel number 7, it won't generate any type of signal. And if I left click again, you can send the signal back to the master. So in this case, these two ghost sidechain triggers that I have are muted. So by doing this, I have to, on my channel rack, I have to put, let's say that it is a 4 and 4 type of beat. I can just choose which is for any type of dance music. And at the time that the ghost sidechain is playing, you will see the signal on the mixer, but it's not generating any sound. So I'm just using the signal as a trigger sidechain to my other buses that I have over here. Personally, I like to have a heavy sidechain on my sub bass. On the upper frequency of the bass line, let's say above 120 or something like that, I like to keep a left heavy type of sidechain. And of course, for the melody, it doesn't have to be that heavy, the sidechain, compared to the sub bass. And that's the reason why I have this type of ghost sidechain, so I can control the sidechain a bit more precise rather than using the normal kick that I might be using on the project. Because as you can see this sample, at the time that I'm adjusting the attack and release on my compressor, it might be difficult to adjust the right fitting for the sidechain. The color for this doesn't have any specific reason. For the kick and the snare and for the build-up elements percussion, I like to have this type of orange color. For percussion sound, I have the yellow one. For my chorus, I like to have a blue, and I have two instances of silence with a different sound each one. So this is the first one. This is for the second one. I found these two presets really nice to whenever I have a melody on mine. Because of the pretty sound, it's kind of easy to lay out the idea that I have at the time. And I have a scaler, and this scaler is routed into silent, because if I select any, let's say any scale, let's say G major, anything that I might be playing on my MIDI keyboard, it's gonna be on the key of G major. But since it doesn't have too many preset sounds on scaler, I just have to route it into any other type of generator that I have. In this case, I route this one into silent, which is this one. You can see how when I'm playing a note from scaler and the sound is coming from silent. And in order to do that, you go into the settings, which is this icon over here. Left click and you go into the MIDI. And for the input, you can choose any number, doesn't matter. In this case, I have number 4. And then you go into scaler, same thing, left click into this icon. And for the output, you're gonna match the same number that you have in the generator that you want to use. And I have output 4. This is the preset selection that Scaler have. You select off, and now the sound's coming from silent. So moving on, and then I have a electric piano type of sound. This scaler is routed into the same silent because I like the electric piano sound to start writing chords, for any idea that I might have at the time. So let's say. And next I have same for chords. This other selection is for chord, but with a piano sounds. And the color code for my bass line is green, and I have these 3 type of bass. Sounds like this. A Reese type of bass, a electronic one, and a regular bass line. So yeah, that'll be all. I had these 2 clads, a regular one for any dance music, and this one is for any type of future bass type of beats or down tempo. Same for the kick. This an 808. I don't know, 808 type of thing, and just an open hat and a regular hat, just for keep the idea rolling. And I found this sample to be really accurate for start develop any project, any idea. And I have Fruity Slicer, so I can, let's say if I found a loop and I want to get just a specific sound with the loops or the sample loop, I can just drag it into Slicer and I can get the sample itself. So I think that'll be all for my channel, right? Let's dive into the mixer. Okay, so this is the master, but I have a bus master. This is where I put my master chain. So all of this you can see over here is routed into this bus master, and just the bus master is the one routed into the master. And these 2, check 1, 2, and 3. This one is for any type of reference track that I have. So I can put on my master, I can use it doesn't have to be on the master, I can use on the current one. I can use Inside for the sound field, Pan for my spectral analyzer, and I also like to use tonal balance from Isotope, so I can double check my track with the track reference that I have with tonal balance too. So then I have this 1, 2, 3, 4 channel empty. Sometimes I like to use this one for whenever I like to record something on my mic. After that, so this is the color code for the chorus, which is the blue one, and I have 4 channel. Sometime I might have to add another one, so I have this 4, and this one is routed into my bus core channel, which is where I ended up applying the cleaning, processing, and reverse and the filter. I had this extra one for the stems. Sometimes I have to keep the stems separated from the bus channel. Whenever I export everything, it's just as a spare one for any type of purpose that might happen in the process. The baseline, which is in green, same thing. I only have 3 because for the break section on the baseline, I keep the sub and the mid bass together. I don't separate the sub from the baseline like on the drug section. So that's the reason why I only had 3 channels for the break section of the bassline, because sometimes I only need 1, and with the distortion or any type of saturation, you get enough warm on the break section just with that, so I don't need too much. And the red one is for the melody, And for the melody, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 channels. Same thing, it's routed into the bus channel for the melody. Oh, I didn't explain that. So yeah, the bus channel for the core into the braid sidechain of the core. For the bassline, it's routed into the braid bus sidechain, and same for the melody. It have its own bus channel, braid melody sidechain, and as you can see, I have these two, the ghost sidechain for the snare sometimes, and the keep are already routed into all of these sub buses channel that I have for the sidechain process. And then I have this purple type of color for the pads or texture sounds that I have on the mids. The orange one for the keep, I have 4 channels for the keep, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 channels for the snare or clap. And this one is just as a separated type of thing. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 channels set up for the percussion. This is for the break and for the drug section. Purple one is for any type of vocal shop that I might have on the track itself. And then I have this other blue one again for the chords of the drug section. And same thing for the melody, for the bass line. And as you can see over here, I had this yellowish type of color for the sub bass, because on the drop I like to separate my sub bass so I can have a better control on the mids, and because of the limiter and sidechain, so I like to play with that a lot so I can. And then I have this other orange one for the build up percussion sounds that I have, and the red one is for the risers, or yeah, for the risers sound that I will have playing into the build up. And then I have this extra colorful type of thing over here, which is the purple one. It's for the white noise sample that I will have on my mid on the playlist. The green one is for the impacts type of sound. The yellow one is for the crashes type of sample, and the red one is for the any type of riser sound that I could find, and this one is for any random type of sound that I might found in any library, and I might be ended up tweaking a little bit. And on the boss channel of this sample riser section, I have this limiter, which is for the sidechain process, and I'm using the keep ghost sidechain. As you can see, the yellow line over here is sending the signal over there at the bus channel of this. And in order to create a bus channel like I have over here, let's say that I want to create one for from 115 to 120, hold control, left click, move your mouse to 120, and you can let go left click, and then you right click on 120, and you go into track routing, and you have to left click on create submits. I don't like to label anything because it will rename all the channel that you select with the same name. So I just type escape to let go that, and it will create this separator, as you can see over here and here. And if you want to remove the separator, just in case that you don't want to see that, and let's say that you want to remove the separator that you have on the right side, or 120. In this case, I have to click 121 and right click, and you will see the shape light or separator is more darker compared to the other one. So you just click separator and it'll be removed. Same thing for the one on the right side that it is on 114. Right click, separator, and now it'll be removed. But that way you have to really move around to really know which number is routed into the bus channel. So that's the reason why I like to keep the separator. And let's say that you accidentally remove the separator in order to bring it back. So this bus channel start on this one, so the same thing. Right click, separator, and now the separator is back. Same thing for 120. In this case, you have to choose the one on the front. Right click, separator, and now you have this one. For the color code, you just hold control, left click, move your mouse, right click, and you have the change color option, and you can choose any color that you want, any random one, and click enter, and now you have this one already set up. I hope that you find this video useful, and if you have any question, just let me know. Thank you for watching.